What's up? What's up? What's happening, everybody? This is the Atlanta Falcon Beer Gang crew. We are the morning show. This is what we do, and we are on the biggest search ever. We are going to find us a DC. Okay, well, we may not find it because, it's almost like Carmen Sandiego, but hey, we're going to at least try to find one. But anyway, and if you remember that point, then you definitely are in the right place. So, I can't do this all by myself. I got my crew. I got the one, the only, my tag team partner, LaDarius Brown. We got.
Morning.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry. Go.
I was saying good morning, everybody.
My bad. I got excited. My apologies. And then we got Mr. Ronnie Thomas.
What's up? What's up?
Hello. And then we got Mr. T. Will.
I'm gonna need a better introductory song than that. That's BS. I'm gonna have my agent call your agent, C-Dub. I don't know what the hell this is.
He's absolutely right. I got the perfect music.
You do? All right, go ahead.
That is
I happen to have
it. That is big. You know what that is? That's like in the movie. No, that's not it. That's
Shut
not
up! I'm
it.
singing, T. Will.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. You know what that's like? That little ping ping is like the scene in Harlem Nights when it's a bunch of gangsters and they're all shooting the weapons, and then you got the guy on the end that's like ping, ping, and they're like, "Don't shoot that gun again." Like that's what that is. C-Dub, whoever the music guy is, we got to work on my intro. Okay, I'm just saying. My agent's going to call
We're
your
actually
agent,
working on
okay?
your severance package as well, too. So think about that.
Wow.
We're working on 2 different.
Today.
You know what? My people are going to call your people, LaDarius.
My people and your people are maybe not the same people. So I'm Emperor Petty. I'm in charge. I'm a lawyer. I'm Emperor Petty. It's not good for you. It's not good for you.
Oh, they take on emperors too. As a matter of fact, they overthrow governments. So
who said that was a government? Who said it was a government? Listen, Castro, calm yourself down. Jesus.
You said Emperor Petty.
All right.
Fidel Castro was a dictator, not an emperor.
Bill,
you know, the history books clearly
we
say
also
that.
have Miss Carrie joining into the party. So I want to bring her in. Thank you, Miss Carrie, for coming on in.
Thank you, C-Dub. Good morning, everyone. Appreciate you guys for having me on as usual.
No problem.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know how T. Will got here, but you know.
Oh.
This guy.
Oh wow. I love it.
Every day.
Listen, you started, I close it, pal. There you go.
I just want to say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I see our friend Berto in the chat. He said "ladies first, C-Dub sheesh," but I was just gonna say he was saving the best for last. Just saying.
There you go, Carrie.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. He also put LaDarius needs to sing a morning. That's a. You know what, Berto. You put in the request, whatever song it is, and we'll make it happen.
Love it.
Berto? It's so rare that. Hold on. First of all, want to say hey to the chat already popping. Look, if you put it out there, I'm going to read it just so you know. So what's going on this Thursday morning? And by the way, I know last week it went out of control, but guess what? I don't mind because this is why we have it. So, good morning. Good morning there, Cheryl Woods or Cheryl Woods. Good morning, Mr. 9 to 5 North Falcon Talk Show. We all know that is the Godfather, Berto. And Berto, when are you going to be on a show? I mean, my Lord. I mean, I try to reach out to you. I got to talk to you. And then I understand the ladies first but yes, I had to say the best for last. And she's a special guest. It's not like I was expecting. So I wanted to give her some, little coo-coo-coos. So back up. All right.
As long as we're not doing any comments like yesterday's show, C-Dub, where we had to pause.
Get ready. Don't worry. The Deadpool is going to come
out. You paused 10 times yesterday.
Hold on. The red shirt is for Deadpool, so don't worry. It's coming. So, LaDarius needs to sing a song, putting in a request. You really want him to sing Wrecking Ball? Do it. Oh, my God.
We fall. No, you're going to get it. You're not. I'm not going to tell you when. You're going to get it.
Oh, yeah. because it's going to come down like a wrecking ball. At least he didn't ask for a real American.
At least they asked for like T-Will, a Timberland song, because I'm not paying that kind of money.
Yeah. Gary, great thought. Okay. And by the way, it's good to have Bertha. And like anybody, please feel free to talk. Feel free to chime in. We're going to be doing our debate format. And also follow us on CW28. That is the YouTube channel. You see that button? It looks like this. All right. What I want you to do is I want you to hit it. And I want you to turn it blue or turn it white. Whatever color it turns for you, that means you like it. It's free. You don't have to pay nothing. And then you can subscribe to me and you hit that little bell and you can know when I'm coming on. So
I'm sorry, C-Dub. I just have to say that you just said hit that like button and it reminded me that was yesterday. We kept having to say pause because you want to hit this.
Yeah, well, you want it. That's why I said it's going to look like this and you want to hit it.
Wow.
It's called a vision.
He said LaDarius.
Oh, wow.
Check it out. It's a fist with a thumbs up. So, all right. I was also trying to share this too.
Oh my God.
Okay, so your pause counter for today's show is at 0 as of now.
It's at 0 right now. You're resetting it, Gary?
I'm the host. My pause counter is infinity. It's all good. I can do what I need to.
I got to start taking calls during the show because this
exactly.
This
as long as I'm here and I'm guiding the show, because right now we are looking for DC. We are needing defensive, because the defensive mind we have has to learn how to call timeout. So we need to give him some space, and we need someone that knows how to actually go, hey, do this. So he got to learn how to do this. So once he learns it, we're good. So, folks, on the agenda, we're going to have our debates. We're going to have laying it down with LaDarius Brown. We're going to have what's catching Ron's eye. We're going to have Terry and Carrie talking their hot topics and bringing it up to us with the NFL. But what we're also going to be talking about is just guys and Miss Carrie, what playoff game? This is just our standard intro and everything. So, in the weekend, what playoff game kind of spoke to you more? Like, what was, it doesn't have to be the closest game. It could be any of the games. But what of the 6 playoff games did you think really sent the loudest message? Let's start with Carrie, since somebody wanted to make sure we let ladies first.
Oh, nice. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. For me, which one sent the loudest message to me? Because a few games stuck out to me, but for different reasons. So, for the obvious, Commanders Bucks stuck out to me because I feel like that was probably the best game. That was probably the closest game. And that was the game that I had the biggest hate watch for. So, that one definitely stuck out to me, and Jaden Daniels balled out. So that one definitely stuck out. But as far as which one, sorry, can you repeat the question? Which one?
Yeah,
you didn't actually ask what stuck out to me, but
it doesn't have to be like your favorite game, but it could be like of all the games. What playoff team kind of made the biggest statement to you watching?
Honestly, for me, surprisingly, I'm gonna say the Rams. I feel like that was supposed to be a home field advantage for them. They lost that due to the tragedy with the fires. I feel like a lot of people thought that the Vikings were gonna go in there and win that game. They're 14-3, and yeah, they got bounced in the wild card round. So I feel like you cannot underestimate that Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford relationship connection. I feel like, they won 27-9, and I feel like they could sneakily make it even further. That's my opinion. But yeah, I think that one definitely stuck out to me as like, okay, they caught me by surprise for sure.
All right, cool. T-Will, what say you?
I kind of agree with Carrie. The doink giveth, and the doink taketh away. I just thought it was funny, and so poetic that the Bucks lost on a doink. I mean, a last-second doink. You kick the ball, it hits the uprights and bounces in. Oh my God! Way to go! You mean God played with their emotions too? I thought it was great. You know what I mean? I thought it was great. Maybe it was just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm hell bent on revenge, but I thought it was great. Also, the Rams and Vikings game, I agree. Like the Rams took it to the Vikings. They made what's Minnesota's quarterback name? Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
they made him look like Sam Darnold of old. I mean, they really did.
Yeah.
Like he did not have any time, and he also he holds the ball way too long. Like I noticed that in that game, and it just didn't work. He avoided some checkdowns trying to go for deeper passes, and it just got worse and worse and worse. So to me, the loudest statement was probably the Rams and the Texans because they gave Herbert the business. Yeah. So yeah, those two were the most. To me, their statements echoed or bellowed the loudest because they just kicked the door in like a banshee and were not gonna. It was no doubt from start to finish they were gonna win the game. So
I agree. Can I add one more thing, C-Dub, that I kind of left out?
What you got? What you got?
I just want to say that I saw Nando's comment. Shout out to him. Hi, how you doing? I do think the Ravens. I do agree that I do see them going to the Super Bowl, and Derrick Henry has been honestly killing it this season, and so has Lamar Jackson. I just feel like I didn't say them because I just feel like I expected them to do what they did against the Steelers because the Steelers, I just don't rate them. No disrespect, but I expected that result. But yeah, I do want to say that I do respect the Ravens for sure.
Oh yeah. No problem. And like I said, I was going to let the other guys, and we're going to, it's all good because I know I was seeing the comments and I was going to read that after LaDarius. So, all right, let's go to Ron. Hold on. What you got, Ron?
The way Washington Jalen Daniels is a monster. The way he just did whatever he want to Tampa Bay. And I had not even seen Tampa Bay fans no more. I had not seen them no more.
They're in hiding.
I mean, I might got to put them on a milk carton somewhere, and be like, hey, y'all seen these two Bucks fans? After they lost, I had not seen them no more. So the Washington game, and I gotta give it props on Philadelphia, what they did to Green Bay. I mean, yes, Green Bay got a lot of injuries, or had a lot of injuries, but it like out of the gate, they made the punt returner fumble the ball. I know they're from Georgia, so mostly all those guys on the team, but that defense something serious. So, and the offense, it was all right, but that defense, they're gonna be a problem. So,
I got you. Well, without further ado, Mr. LaDarius Brown.
You know. Thank you to you, Will, for dancing. I appreciate that. That's your first and only comment. That's your first and only comment, and Ron. That's your first and only comment of the day. Now,
Ron's hat just bobbed just a little.
Yeah, I saw. Ron, I appreciate you. Let's.
Look, this dance off is going to be epic, by the way. But go ahead.
Listen, I'm not involved in it, but we'll see. We'll talk to the. Okay, no, he's not coming today. All right, now, yeah, I told him he's got to stay away because he has some things about T-Will to say, but we're not going to do that. Now, 2 games stuck out to me. Listen, the Chargers-Texans game stood out because, listen, a lot of people disrespected the Texans entering that game. People thought that the Chargers were going to go in there and it was supposed to be an absolute, we like it, we're good, we're going to get the W, we're going to move on to the next round. Like, let's give credit to D'Amico Ryans and that defense, because that's the hallmark of that team, especially given the injuries that the Texans have dealt with at the receiver position. And I felt like, Justin Herbert throwing 4 interceptions. He threw more interceptions in that game than he did all of the regular season. That's how bad they made Justin Herbert look.
Mm-hmm.
And so, listen, I'll talk about it more to the playoff, but that Texans defense is one to look out for. D'Amico Ryan's calling card is defense, obviously, and CJ Stroud. I think he figured it out without the weapons. Using Dalton Schultz and using Nico. He's figuring out the weapons that he has now. So maybe see more John Mechie. We may a heavier dose of Dalton Schultz, and then you got Joe Mixon in the backfield. So that game was a complete effort there. Another game that stuck out to me that was interesting was the Eagles game. But for the reason is that, and I think I said this, is like, here's the thing. Like, all the knock about Jalen Hurts, here's the thing. That game showed me that, Saquon Barkley did not have a single touchdown in that football game, and they still won. And that lets me know that the Eagles, listen, they're figuring it out. And listen, when you have that playoff, the playoffs are it's a different beast. So I think that kind of stuck out. Listen, for Baltimore just put on a masterclass of what we all knew what they were. Like, it was basically the Derrick Henry Lamar Jackson show against, quite frankly, a Steelers defense that was banged up and just wasn't ready. So those are my games that stuck out to me. So back to you in the studio.
All right, and yeah, I think the biggest takeaway for me, and I'll be quick with it. I think also I'm kind of with you all. I think the Rams showing up and playing the way they did with the tragedy that happened, and that galvanizes guys. And then I think the Eagles and Rams are going to have one hell of a game. I really do, and I really look forward to that. So with that being said, let's see. I got some comments I need to catch up on. So let's go with Nando, because I know Carrie brought that up. What would it do, Carrie and the Beard Gang? We need Wilkes or Ulbrich like a heart attack. Bad T will. Man, that's wrong, man. We don't need a heart attack. Let's not do that. All right. Ravens like Henry is looking like a deer running towards your car. Dude, type of deal. The Ravens will win this year's. You know what? I can't look. I gotta see what happens with the Bills and Ravens. I'm looking forward to LaDarius's preview of that game. So, but I'm looking forward to that one. Let's not forget about the OC for the Ravens, Todd Monken. Ravens play calling was to help that offense. Yep. What's up, guys? Carrie, Wilkes or Wink? Yeek, get some. Well, it's yeek, but it's all right. We still love you. Good Thursday from the Falcon Commander. We got Good Thursday, January 26th. Man, y'all putting the date in, trying to be all official. Go Falcons, Dirty Bird. Yeah, we gotta need that. T-Will needs a new theme song for my ATL Sports. Okay, I think I know that guy. Oh.
Yeah, it needs a new theme song.
Yeah, and then it looks like LaDarius says, I disagree. Okay. All right. So, that's what I love about my crew. All right. Well, if you haven't heard, there is a search going. And no, it's not to see who's going to be the next American Idol. No, it's not the search on who's going to be the grand poobah of everything. Am I the only one that likes Lou Alamarillo as the DC? We'll talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of the show is we need to find a DC. And we are definitely bringing it up. Definitely hit it up in the comments, guys. Tell us your thoughts. But I wanted to start off the great debate, the Beard Gang debate. All right? And this is real simple. Number one, one that I just want to ask my panel. And we'll start with Carrie. What do you want in a DC?
What do I want in a DC?
Yes.
I want a DC that is going to chew some guys out and be super tough and basically instill just a really tough, scary defense. I don't want these Mr. Nice guys. I know our team, our squad is filled with a lot of nice guys, good mannered and good, you know, uh, God fearing men, but which is, great. But on the defensive side of the ball, I would like to see some guys that'll wreak havoc, some real mean, tough guys that people will be scared of when they come to play the Falcons. They're like, oh, that's a scary, tough defense. And their defensive coordinator, man, he's something else, like he's tough. So for me, yeah, that's the main thing I think that our defense needs because, quite frankly, who would you guys say is like a real scary player on the defensive side of the ball? Just name one, please. Can I just ask you guys real quick that? Could you guys name
I'm
one
actually
player that
thinking.
really seems
Who's
like
who's
scary?
who's,
Like
who's the safety that went out that hurt himself early in the season?
Helen?
Yeah, Helms.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Helms will knock.
Helen.
Helms will rattle the inside of your teeth.
Okay, so
with his
Helen's your guy. Anybody
yeah.
else have somebody that really sticks out to you? Like he's tough, he's scary. Like the opposition will be scared to come play at the Benz because they're gonna have to face that guy.
I would say Jesse Bates.
That's a good answer, and I might say the same thing. I think he's super tough, and I think he's a great leader, and I think he's an amazing player, arguably the best safety in the league. I just don't, for me, I don't know if he's like scary. You know what I mean? Like, for
I
me, I
know what
think
she.
I think it starts up front. So for me, I'm excited for the future. I know we added some defensive linemen last draft, but I just really I feel like we need to get a little beefier up front, and I just want to see some scary guys. So, yeah, all that to say, I'm looking for a defensive coordinator who can lead our guys, put them in the best position to win their matchups. I'm hoping for a defensive coordinator who his scheme is more man coverage, not zone coverage. I don't really like the bend don't break type of deal because it felt like we did that this season and mostly we were breaking. So I'm just not looking for that anymore. And yeah, that's in short, that's what I'm looking for. And actually, in short, to put it, an image in your mind, I'm looking for a guy like Wink Martindale, like has that look that he'll just. I put this out on Twitter 2 days ago that he just looks like a guy that if you miss a tackle, he's going to chew your head off. So I like that about him. He looks tough and mean.
Yeah, he looks like a guy who smokes unfiltered cigarettes. Just
Yep.
Oh wow.
just tough.
Still want a nice guy. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. The only guy I would actually say would be Calais Campbell that actually fit that mold.
Hello.
Yeah,
But
he's
I'm just
good.
that's the guy. But T Will, what do you think? What do you want in a DC? What are your characteristics?
Okay, so for me, I want somebody who understands defenses and can teach and translate that to all of the personnel, right? I want somebody who understands defenses on a cellular level, on a molecular level. Somebody that can call it, somebody that can teach it, somebody that can translate it, and somebody that understands that instead of marrying the players to your scheme, how about you marry the scheme to your players? In other words, let's come up with the best system that works for the personnel that we have, as opposed to making them fit your system, which is, I think, what we had most of last year, right? So for me, yeah, we need somebody with experience. We need somebody who can call a game. We need somebody who, yes, instills toughness, but more importantly, they understand X's and O's. They can translate X's and O's, and they can build defenses that can win, but also fit our system. Those are my thoughts. I think you're muted.
Ron.
Yeah.
I just caught it.
I want a defensive coordinator that not afraid to send the blitz. I want a top 5 defense. It don't matter who we get in the draft and free agent. I want our defense to be top 5. And I want the offense, whoever come to the bench, to be afraid they quarterback or wide receiver core or try and be afraid of our defense.
All right. LaDarius, hit it. Hold on. What you got, brother?
Thank you. I assume Carrie nodded her head as well. Now,
For sure.
thank you. To me, it's two things. I want somebody who brings credibility, and to me, credibility is important. In anything we do, it's that I felt that I know with Jimmy Lake, respectfully, the credibility, the resume was not there. I think for this search, and I like the way they're expanding this search, we need to get somebody with experience. We need, accountability and stuff is great, but we need somebody who I think T will kind of hit it on the head, who understands defense at a different level. It's basically you see it, whether it's a matchup situation, whether it's, hey, I see what that tight end is doing, it's gonna, things on that level. Because I felt that last season it was the defense was a wild card, and your defense, neither side of the ball should be a wild card, especially your defense. Your offense can be a bit of a wild card, but your defense, I feel you should have an identity and know what you're doing. And I think the next defensive coordinator comes with that experience and brings an identity to this Falcons defense. Those are my thoughts.
Agreed.
All right. I want a guy that's or the person to be tough-minded, tough-willed, and basically not afraid to answer tough questions, and also to be able to lead and instill the mindset that you need to carry on this football to be that DC, to be the person that's like, hey, okay, the offense ain't doing crap. We got to carry this point. Don't worry about them. Let's do something. Let's make them feel us. So that's my little tidbit there. Okay, so we know about the array of interviews that have gone on. Some virtual, some physical. So now let's see here. I want to know from also my people here in the comments, because right now a lot of folks have been commenting here. We got, hold on. Oh, they were answering the thing. Bates would be the most feared guy on our defense. What's good, beer game? I have no personal favorite for the DC. I just want another science experiment go wrong, just like Jimmy Lake. Sometimes people want to see the world burn. I totally get it. We need a DC that demands discipline, holds players to a standard, someone that the defense can mold their play on the field after. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree.
Yeah.
And can we get someone that can coach these players? I love how everyone's kind of thinking the same way, too. We need a defense coordinator who understands every scheme. This is the way they could kind of going to Terry's part about making, whatever your system is should be able to mold and work. But anyway, we have had several interviews. We know about the potential candidates. You are Terry Fontenot. You are Raheem Morris. You're about to make this decision. Okay? Or, no, bump that. You're yourself. You're making the decision. You're telling them, I got this. So what I want to know is, who are you hiring for DC and why? So we'll start with Carrie. Go for it, hun.
Who am I hiring and why? Oh, wow. Okay. I feel like first, I don't want to pick somebody, but I'll say what I like about each candidate thus far. But I feel like I'm not ready to make a decision because there's still some guys out there that I feel they might interview, possibly Robert Sala. I don't know. I almost feel like he's unavailable because I feel like he's the hottest name out there in the streets, but I don't see them not trying. Maybe a Dennis Allen, maybe a Ryan Nielsen. Those are just a few names that possibly could get an interview. But so far with these candidates, I will say my favorite would be Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes would be my number one. And I just feel like he has the experience as a head coach, as a defensive coordinator. He's been with multiple teams in college, in the NFL. He, he coached with the Carolina Panthers. So he has familiarity with our division. And also, he has been trying to be part of the Falcons organization for what, 3 years now, maybe 2 years. I mean, he interviewed for the defensive coordinator position when we hired Ryan Nielsen instead. He also, this past offseason, interviewed with us for the head coach position, but Raheem got it instead. And he hasn't given up. Third time's a charm. He has an interview next week with the Falcons for the DC position. So for me, I think he would be a great pick. He is, even though he does clearly have a relationship, he with the team and with the staff because he was there at training camp for 2 days this past off season. I feel like he's still a fresh face, with new ideas. For me, I'm not on the Jeff Ulbrich bandwagon because I don't want, like I mentioned last night on One Time for the Fan, I don't want to take back the X. I don't want to go back to, I'm not trying to give more chances. We don't have time for that. Like, we're trying something new. We need a new thing, okay? So, personally, I don't want to go backwards. I know he's probably grown since then, he's been with the Jets, but for me, no, thank you. I think, you know, Raheem already went with his friend and, relationship with Jimmy Lake. Let's not try to go back to a guy that you clearly have a relationship with from 2015 to 2020. I know people mentioned in my replies, the last few days that Jeff Ulbrich, if we hired him, it makes sense because we're all about prior relationships, whether it be Raheem or whether it be, Arthur Blank. So it would make sense, but fans are saying they don't want another 2020. It feels very 2020-ish between Raheem and then Jeff Ulbrich. So yes, I agree with LaDarius. I'm saying thank you next to Jeff Ulbrich if you haven't put that together yet. But yeah, so my number one pick I would say is Steve Wilkes. Um, I feel like he's a great, you know, he has familiarity, but he also hasn't been with the organization. So it's like you get a good mix up of both because I know they're very big on the past relationships. But I also do want to shout out Wink because he has an extensive resume. He would probably be my second pick. He has an extensive resume. He coached Baltimore, linebackers coach as well as defensive coordinator. They had a top 5 scoring defense. They also had our guy Ron mentioned that he wants a DC that is going to blitz a lot. Um, no defensive coordinator blitzed more than Wink Martindale's Baltimore defense. And I think he was a DC for 5 years, and 4 of those years he was either top 1 or 2 as far as blitzing the opposition. So all that to say, yeah, I'll say Steve Wilkes and then Wink. So sorry,
right.
I went off. I spoke way too long. Sorry.
All right. Terry, what you say? Terry, you're on mute, bro. Mute.
I'm sorry about that. Okay. Apologies. Whew, my favorite coordinator. It's not gonna be Jeff Ulbrich. And nothing against him, but I feel like when Salah left, the defense for the Jets just went down. And again, it could have been that, hey, well, the head coach isn't here. We don't believe in you. It could have been a litany of things. But to me, when you see that, that's like a red flag, right? That's like if I play next to Khalil Mack and I get 15 sacks one year, and then I go to another team and now it's just me and I get 5. Well, maybe 10 of those sacks were because of Khalil. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know that I necessarily trust Ulbricht. So I'd have to take him out. For me, you could do worse than Wink Martindale. I like the fact that Steve keeps coming back to interviews. So I'd say my top right now would be Steve Wilkes and Lou Anamaro or Anaramu, whatever. Big Lou.
Yeah, you said it right the last time.
Let's call him Big Lou. Yeah. I think he's had experiences. I think he's coached all sorts of defenses. You know, sometimes the mark of a good defensive coordinator is not just what you do when you have superstars, but what you do when you have regular guys and what you can get out of them, right? Because let's keep it real. With our salary cap situation, we're not going to have endless or boundless resources, right? So you're going to have to take what you get and make the most out of it. So for me, right now it's probably a tie between Lou and Steve. I can't really make a decision right now, but those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I got you. All right. And then give me a minute. All right. And go ahead, Ron.
I would miscarry Steve Walks. He been trying to get to us for the last, 4 years, 3 years? And his resume speaks for itself. Look what he did with the 49ers. Look what he did to Carolina. He did not get a longer chance in Arizona, but his resume speaks for itself. And we did get, I think, 2 or 1 draft picks, and that will help us out even more. So that's what I look at.
Totally got you, man. All right. All right. Let's see. There you go, LaDarius. What you got, bro?
Of course, Terry went away when I started talking. Of course. Now, what is the professionalism on that guy? You know, I think the 3 names that stand out to me, obviously Steve Wilkes, Lou Anaramo, I think Wink Martindale, because like I alluded to earlier in the previous segment, I want a guy who has experience and will bring an identity. And I think Kerry mentioned it, you know how Wink loves to blitz. That's an identity.
Mm-hmm.
I think when we seen with Steve Wilkes and what he's done, his work he did with the 49ers as a defense coordinator, and it's an identity, you know. So Lou Anaramo with the Bengals, who I think is ideal. There's a relationship already there with Jesse Bates. I think if you saw the work that he did with Cincinnati, you know, yeah, I can't really put that all on. Lou worked with what he had, and Trey Hendrickson was a standout guy there when Lou was there. And, you know, in terms of getting to the quarterback and creating a sort of a pass rush. To me, those would be the 3 guys. I think with Ulbricht, you can't bring back the past in that regard. I think we gave it a shot with we let Raheem bring Jimmy, bringing his guy didn't work. Okay, we gotta have an identity, guy with experience. And I think those 3 coordinators, you know, I think bring both the experience and the credibility and the identity that this Falcons defense needs. I don't necessarily feel like they have to be a top 5 defense given the offense. That we can be a top 10, even 15 deep. This team is. It seems going to be one. If we get the right coordinator, the offense feels good enough. We get the right defensive coordinator. We get that right. I mean, this could be, you know, if you do it right, this could be a great. This could be there could be not say Super Bowl conversation, but definitely playoff conversations. That's why this coordinator position. That's why it's important to get it right. So hopefully we get Lou, we get Steve, we get Wink, because identity, credibility, and experience.
All right. Let's see. My view on him. Well, my view is this: just give me a guy that's competent, that knows what he's doing. I think I said in the beginning of the process, obviously my top 3 would probably be Wilkes. I would go after Wilkes would either be trying to remember my top 3. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long week. So, but yeah, I know Wilkes was right up there, and I know I put Dennis Allen up there, and I remember putting I think Ramu was actually like my 5 guy. I think I said Albrecht, but the more I look at Albrecht, I do kind of feel like an ex-girlfriend tied to it. Like we've been there, done that, and it's nothing against him, but you're trying to get over the hump. You're trying to get in the and it's like this. This hire is very vital to your success. So, with that being said, leads into my next question. All right, and let me just catch up to comments, and I did take care of that one. Oh yeah, and Jerry Gray too, because I totally forgot about him. Because that was the other person that was in my top 3 actually. Right. So let's see. Right up. Hold on, give me a minute. Just comment, please. What did I miss a comment? What did I miss? I'm sorry. I thought I hit it. Carrie, thank you for the next. Albrecht is next. Oh, wow. I did read that. All right. What, y'all try not to? What I just said. All I said was anyway. Y'all need.
No.
Look at the private chat. Look at the private chat.
Okay.
He knows what he did. He knows exactly what he did.
I didn't do anything. What's funny?
That's what guilty people say. I didn't do it. So
that is what guilty people say. But guys, after this show, we're gonna have a talk, and you guys are going to laugh. That's all.
Oh God.
Yeah, we're not laughing now, but you know.
I know it, but
we'll laugh. Yeah,
you're gonna laugh after this show. Trust me, you're gonna laugh.
Yeah, I gotta redo your severance package now, but
Oh wow, this guy! Come on, man.
All right.
What question are we on?
We said that. I said that. All right. I'm just trying to catch up, guys, so I apologize.
That's okay. It's tough, man. You got a lot.
It is, but I try to do what I can. So Terry needs to allow Jerry Gray to be in on the decision. Jerry Gray is good. We're going to have to talk about him probably next week, but I'm wondering if he's ready to be out. Because he's been in this situation, and I don't think he wants to, because he's always been called upon to be like the wise man, but it's almost like, yo, dude, you're not listening. Why do I need to do it?
Yeah.
Can we coach, and we're going to see an improvement not only on defense but as individual. Okay, has AK improved his defense since he's been here? Dude, he's the guy that actually has gotten better as year go by. But is he that guy that you say, okay, he's going to get that sack when we need it?
Right.
I think there's a difference.
In my opinion, he almost there, but he just had not turned that corner.
I think if he could get a good coach that can get him, in that spot. I also look at that. Amarillo, Wink, Wilkes, Allen, Albrecht in that order. That's what Nathan said. Christie's like, who's that man in the picture? Okay, look, I am a fan of the AI stuff, so I did a AI generator. So, and it made this man, and it had the Falcon emblem. And quite honestly, I looked up and someone went, "Man, you trying to put yourself out there?" I'm like, this guy doesn't look like me. He has more hair than me. So, it was funny.
I don't know, C-Dub. I
can see it.
I can see it.
I can see
it. Yeah, I can see it.
But what about Chuck that played for us?
Give me a minute. We'll bring that up too. So just
but CW, you look amazing in the background there. You look great.
And then I love Antonio because by the way, Antonio, Wednesday we have the eye test and we're in a group chat and they really went in on this. And they're saying Amarillo is not that guy that you want as the DC.
Amarillo by morning.
Oh God!
I don't know about that. Dude, we can have a song for that one.
I don't know.
Amarillo by Morning is a song. Okay.
Because the year they went to the Super Bowl, I think there was a top 5 defense that year.
Yeah. Wink and Wilkes. And then we got I Don't Think Jerry Wants to Be the DC by this For My ATL Sports one.
That guy.
Yeah. He's got better timed he's got better during the time frame in the season when we had set. Yep. Agreed.
That's
okay.
AK. That's talking about AK.
Yeah, y'all talking.
All right. I agree with the format. That Terry guy. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, man. That guy. I don't know. I don't even know how you guys work with him.
I mean, patience. It's okay.
Patience
we know
and
he
praying.
likes attention, so we try to give it to him. We love him.
Oh wow, he likes attention.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, dude, it's
wow.
Okay. We love him.
I don't know what's bigger. I think that circle's not big enough for his ego, so we gotta make the circle bigger.
Oh wow!
All right.
Wow!
Let's get the show back on the rails. Believe it or not, it actually was on rails. So, all right. So look, we all agree there's got to be a drastic improvement. But what does Terry and Raheem have to do to stay with the Falcons? So I'm asking, is it a playoff or bust, or is there a certain number? What is it that they need to do to ensure that they're here the following years?
I'm
going to actually start with Ron, and we'll go to T. Will, then LaDarius. So go ahead, Ron.
In my opinion, they got to win the division. And you got to win a playoff game. Just stay here with us. Now, did we almost win the division? Yes. But did we look good on paper? What my boy Nate will always say, but we got to win the division. No ifs, buts about it. And got to win a playoff game.
By the way, the legendary Bob Euchre passed away at the age of 90.
Oh, wow. Just a bit outside. Oh, man.
Ball 8 and ball.
Ball 12.
Ball 8. Oh, man, that was a great movie.
Nobody's listening.
That was a great movie. Oh, man.
Love Major League.
Mr. Baseball.
Mr. Baseball. Yeah.
Miss you, Bob. Really do. That's what? Hey, man.
That's pretty sad. Yeah.
Prayers and condolences for his family. Love Mr. Bob Euchre, man. That dude was funny. That dude
yes,
was.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Terry.
No.
Ron's such a hater, man. Golly.
I don't know. I saw Terry vibe, so that's good enough.
Look at Ron. You'll never be able to dance as good as me. Get over it, okay?
I got a song for you, Terry.
Oh my God! I don't. I don't think that's a song so much.
That's a song for you.
Okay, whatever. Right. So look it. I think that Raheem has 4 pillars that he needs to improve upon. Number 1, you can't wait that long to make a decision when it comes to personnel. You can't wait that long when it comes to defenses that aren't working. You can't do that. You can't go through this 5-6 game period where there's this indecisiveness and you sit down and you tell us how great this person is when clearly he's stinking up the joint, okay? So we need faster decisions in the moment when it is necessary. I'm not saying that every decision has to be a fast one. No, sometimes you sit down, you need to sit down and take your time, but we need faster action when the time calls for it. That's number 1. The other thing is timeouts. Either get somebody to do it that you're going to listen to, that you trust, or learn how to do it yourself. You know what I mean? I get all of the variables, and look, maybe there's some sort of game theory you want to go over in the offseason. That has to be addressed, Ra. You cost us a playoff chance, and I'm glad that you're back, but we can't have that anymore. That's number 2. And then number 3, what the hell was I thinking? Oh, yeah, the media. Rod, look, you either need to call in Olivia Pope to be your PR person and do your interviews, or, you might want to read the room a little bit. You might want to back down that ego, which I know LaDarius is going, coming from you. But you might want to back down that ego a bit, Rod. Look, I love you, Coach Rod. I want you to be here. I want you to succeed. I think you're a dynamic leader. I think you are a motivator. I think you are what we need in the ATL, but you got to show it. And those are the things that Ra has to do. And look, Terry just has to go to the grocery store. Terry's been cooking. Okay, you can't help that Kirk fell off a cliff and got hurt and that's not his fault. Terry went out and got the best quarterback, in my opinion, that was available at the time. Russell Wilson was not coming here, and I do not think that Fields is just developed enough to carry the offense that we want to carry. So Kirk was your only choice. It didn't work out. I get it. Believe it or not, $45 million is not a lot for a quarterback these days. I think Dak's getting 60 in about 5 years. Check and see what Penix is going to get. It'll probably be 70. So, look, it didn't work out, but I don't have an issue with anything Terry did. But Terry, you can't miss in this draft this year, buddy. You cannot miss. You got 5 draft picks. You got to hit on them all. And yes, I agree with Ron. They need to win the division, and they probably need to win a playoff game. And those are my thoughts. So yeah, that's it.
All right. All right, LaDarius, what's say you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something nice about Terry, but that goes over my budget restriction. Now, so
you got a bank of compliments.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's like 3. Yeah,
3.
I didn't agree.
I
didn't agree with 1 because I said 1 was too nice. I'm like, no, I said scrap it.
I got you. Understood.
Yeah. Creative control is always a big thing. Now,
I get it.
I think it's simple. Obviously winning the division. Obviously, I think I'd double down and say, double-digit wins to be specific. I think 10+ wins. I think has to be the criteria. I think with Terry in the draft, I think he has to get what's he going to do in the offseason. I think because, like I said, we have the 15th pick. We only have 5 picks. So what does Terry do? Do we go after defense? Do we pursue, what's the market out there knowing our salary cap situation? Do we pursue a Myles Garrett? Do we go out there pursue a Max Crosby to improve our defensive line? I think, but for them to keep the job, I think they have to show improvement on this roster. I think as a whole, and I think T will hit it. Personnel, listen, when you're a leader, you have to understand your personnel, understand when you have to either keep them or get rid of them. Because there's other people that you are out there, candidates that you may want, and you're still deciding on the person you want. And so you have to make a decision. Your personnel, if you don't want somebody there, get rid of them. Like, it sounds so rudimentary and in principle, but it's really it's a bit of complexity, but it's not. So I think for both Terry and for Coach Raw, I just need to see them go in this offseason and understand that, like, listen, your jobs are on the line. You got to improve this roster. Make a decision on Kirk Cousins one way or the other. Like, to me, you could keep him. You could, there's options you could go. So you have to decide upon that. But all in all, I just want to see a roster improvement. I just want to see Coach Rod just do better from a personnel perspective, because look, it's just not good. And listen, I hate to keep going back to it, but listen, that 92.9 interview was not good.
Mm-mm.
And like I said, the double bird broken glass situation that he did, that promo he cut, that heel promo he cut on 92.9, it's not good. No. And you can't stand up there. You can't say those things when your coaching decisions cost us maybe the division. You can't say those things. Like, it's about credibility. I think Raheem has to get some credibility back with the fan base. Terry, I'm fine with Terry. Like I said, I think me and T will listen. Kirk Cousins was the best option out there, despite he was 36 and despite coming off that injury. Because listen, there was no way on God's green, beautiful earth that Russell Wilson was coming to this city. He was coming to Atlanta. Amen. Because if you know, I'll put it like this: if you know who his wife is,
right,
and then specifically know who she has a child with, I think that's super important. Mm-hmm. Because it would have felt like a road game here at home for Russell Wilson. It'd been like basically 17 games of 17 road games for Russell Wilson. Because listen, Future would have been there every single home game. You make it uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Justin Fields, young talent, but I don't think fit the mold of what we wanted to do. So I'm not going to fault Terry for that. But I just want to see just a general improvement with the roster, what we're going to do with that 15th pick, and double-digit wins in the division and all that jazz.
All right.
Agreed.
And just see here. Trying to get back on here, looking up. Oh, we have Miss Carrie.
Thank you, guys. Sorry about that.
It's all good. All right, Miss Carrie. The question that's being asked around is, what does Terry and Raheem have to do to stay with the Falcons? I.e., is it playoff or bust?
It is playoffs or bust. The seat is warm, and yeah, I feel like the seat is definitely warm. They got to win the South. I mean, they already were talking the talk about outrunning the South, and unfortunately, we didn't cross the finish line first in that race. So I feel like, thankfully for them, our owner's very understanding and, gives a lot of chances. So yeah, they definitely have more time. And I think if I had to think about why they got more time, I feel as if, it's just the first year and um they could really use, oh, well, we had an injured kicker and oh, Kirk Cousins kind of fell off. So they kind of have like excuses for lack of a better word because to me, I was saying this on the show previously, like it's one thing to not win the division, but at least finish with the winning record, finish with the winning record. And unfortunately, that Carolina game, we didn't win. So that's unfortunate. We did win one more game than the season before, but we still don't have that winning record. So I say all that to say they definitely need to finish with the winning record and win the division. There's no excuses, honestly, at this point for me. But I'm with Christy Lewis. Yes, we're not taking any slack this year. I mean, I get why the fans are so upset, and it's just a lot of hope, and we just want to win. Okay, like we just all want to win. It's been a long time. It's been what, since 2017 since we've had a winning record. I mean, that's rough. That's a while, right? So I totally get why fans are upset and reactionary and want to fire everyone. I get it. But all that to say, they're, Terry and Raheem are obviously getting another year, and I'm hoping this is the year that we got Michael Penix Jr. So what gives me hope is that we have our quarterback of the future. And usually, I like to think that if you have your quarterback, you have hope. That's the main thing for me. You got a quarterback, okay, there's a chance. So yeah, that's what I gotta say.
All right. Let's do this question. I'm gonna save. Let's see. I'm trying to figure this out. Yeah, I'm gonna save the. We're gonna save the which team is the best job opening for maybe the hot topics or something. All right. So playoff question here. Who has the most pressure remaining on the schedule? So Carrie, who's with the team with all the playoff teams? Who has the most pressure on them right now? And Kansas City's not even in. Carrie, I think you're on mute too. So
I'm sorry. For some reason I thought you said Terry, but you said Carrie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
So yeah, basically we're not even going to put the Chiefs in there. They've won Super Bowls. They to me they're on. They're not under pressure. But
right.
Who of the remaining teams in the playoffs have the most pressure?
For me, who has the most pressure? I would say the Ravens. People joke around, how much more does Lamar need? So he has the team built around him. I love Lamar. Maybe it's because he has a soft place in my heart because he's a Florida boy. So I've always been rooting for Lamar. He's my favorite quarterback left. So I think definitely the Ravens. They're a team that's built to win now. Maybe you could even argue the Bills. But I feel like the Ravens are a little bit better of a built team. But I feel like those two teams, I mean, Lamar's already won the MVP twice, and he's arguably possibly going to win it. He's going about to be MV3. So I feel like those teams for sure. The other teams, I mean, I'm trying to look through. The Texans, they've had some injuries. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of pressure there. Commanders, no, they're just their first year. They've already, for me, exceeded expectations. They had 4 wins last season. New head coach, new quarterback, and I mean, they won their first playoff game since when? 20-something years, I believe.
Okay.
So, I feel like they've exceeded expectations. I don't know. I would definitely say the Ravens or Bills for sure.
All right. What say you, T. Will? Oh, hold on. I just want to make sure.
I like it. I like the vibe. I like it.
Right.
Yep.
What say you, T. Will?
I need one of those open cut shirts where all my change can show.
Nobody will ask you that, nor
No.
He
Sir, this ain't Defy Heartbeat. You ain't Eddie Kane Jr. We're not having none of that.
Bro,
You don't want to see the touch on me.
No. Pause, man. I mean, look, that is like after show worthy, but not during because
not even after the show. Nobody wants to see that after, before, during, ante-meridian, primary. Nobody wants to see any of it. No.
They're like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh wow.
Well, if it was Nightmare on Elm Street, Ron, I'm coming to get you first. Just so you know, buddy. Coming to get you first.
That touch on me, play.
She's talking too much.
Well, cancel Taco Bell for my lunch today.
Oh my goodness!
No. Taco Bell.
Oh wow! See,
I have a lot of reward points with them, and it hurts my heart to do it.
Oh my god!
Okay,
C-Dub, what the hell was that question again?
Waving the Chiefs. What team has the most pressure that's left in the playoffs?
Waving the cheeks.
I agree with a lot with what Kerry said. So you got the Ravens, who Lamar has a tremendous amount of pressure because let's be honest, coming in here, he was not coming into the league. He was not well received for a litany of reasons, and there are still some people, a small contingent that don't want to see him succeed. But you could also say the Bills. Look, they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. I know Bills fans. I know some of them very well. And I know that this is their guy and they feel like this is their time. So there's definitely a pressure cooker there. The other team that I would say has a tremendous amount of pressure is the Lions. Because if you won and done this after being the number 1 seed, after talking all that smash, look, if you're not ready to play, don't come to Detroit. Don't come. You won and done. You won and done. You do the Mississippi get back. Oh man! So there's definitely pressure.
You think so, Tori?
You said what?
You think there's pressure for me? I don't think there's pressure, but
there's tremendous pressure because if they lose,
think about it.
No, I'm telling you, there is pressure.
Well, think about it. They've improved every year. 2021, they won 3 games, lost 14. Right. 2022, they went 9-8. 2023, they went 12-5. Right. This year, they went 15-2. I feel like Dan Campbell has that team rolling, and I feel like even if they get bounced, I don't know. I just feel like they still have been improving every season.
In the first
just to play
round,
averages. I mean,
they went to the NFC Championship last year, right? So if you get bounced in the first round, that's a step back.
I agree, but I don't think it'll be as big of an issue as if the Ravens or the Bills.
Oh no, I mean, and I agree with you. I don't think, and if that was the way it came across, I apologize. I'm not saying
don't apologize.
No, Carrie, your family. I'm not saying that the two are equivalent. I'm simply saying there is pressure upon them, right? Because make no mistake about it, the Lions are bullies. They are gregarious. They are braggadocious. They are those dudes. And if somebody comes in there, if Jaden Williams comes in there with his 4th down magic and you can't catch me, and here I am, here I'm not, 1st down, and win that game, oh man, I don't. 1 and done is, I mean, that's going to be a problem for some folks. So, again, just my thoughts. No, it's not equivalent to the pressure of the Ravens and the Bills, and I agree with you, C-Dub. The Chiefs are on autopilot now, right? They've got 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. They're living the life. They're living their best life. But those are just my thoughts, guys.
Love it.
Right. Let's get this guy out here.
Hey, Christy says, I'm from Mississippi and I don't know that dance. Yeah, I'm not. You're right, Christy.
No, exactly. Thank you, Christy, for once again shutting down something that doesn't exist in this man's ego. Thank you for shutting it down.
Emphasis, Christy. I was saying if they do the get back, which
you could have did the Missouri get back, that could have been more credible. Why did the Mississippi get back?
Because I like Mississippi.
Could have been the North Dakota shuffle. Like
I don't know anything about North Dakota. I like Mississippi.
Oh, good for you.
There's
Great,
really
great.
not much to know about North Dakota. It's just a bunch of
You know what?
Wow, C-Dub, we just lost our 2 North Dakota subscribers.
Oh, that's because their internet just got blown away because of the bison. I mean, I don't know. It's not.
You know what? I don't want to do this segment. I'm out.
Oh, no.
It's in my contract. I have a right of first refusal. I'm using it right now. I'm using it right now.
Ron.
Guy.
All right, Ron. What you got, bro?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I read T-Will. But hear me out. Don't have no heart.
Man, wait, we might get snow here in Florida after that comment. Jesus Christ.
Flip.
But I got to say first, we see this from Baltimore every year.
Yeah.
Can they finally get over the hump?
Yeah.
Because the last time Baltimore were in the playoffs, they got beat by the Bills. The Bills hit Lamar so hard, he had to go use the restroom. So can
there's a joke I want to crack. I'm not going to do it. I want to do it so bad, but I'm not going to do it.
But then I understand what T-Will trying to say is the Lions, the number 1 seed, that every year they get better and better. You cannot let Washington come to your home and just beat you. You can't. That would be embarrassing. I still can't believe I was saying this.
I'm waiting for you to say it. It's killing him inside. It's killing him. Oh, God.
Next thing you know, they're going to be doing the Cabbage Patch dance here together.
But, I mean, I got to go with Baltimore. Just because how T-Will dancing. That's why you're not knowing
Hey, man, that was a perfect Cabbage Patch, okay?
No.
That was perfect. That was perfect. Ron, you're a hater, but I'm glad you agree with me. But you're a hater. But go ahead.
It's between those 2 teams.
All right.
Like that Baltimore, they do good all year. They get to the playoffs and they fall off. The Lions, they've been good for the past, 3-4 years, like Miss Terry said. Last year, they got to the NFC Championship, and they lost to, who they lose to?
49ers.
San Francisco?
Yeah.
Was it San Francisco?
Yeah.
San Francisco with the Super Bowl, right? It was
San Francisco. And this year, don't let Washington come in your home and just beat you like you stole something.
Oh,
that'd be like T-Will headline. It's your way back.
That's really mean, Ron. That is very mean. I don't appreciate it.
No way back. It's gone.
So mean. That's just mean. And I'll have you know my hairline is invisible, damn it. It's invisible. You can't see it. But it's there. Damn it. It's
all
there.
Right.
It's here, LaDarius. He's going John Cena. He's going John Cena for my hairline. I appreciate it, LaDarius.
Terrell said, how you doing?
Hey, look, I represent bald-headed gentlemen out there everywhere, and we have rights, Ron. We have rights. That's all I'm saying.
If I haven't offended you now, clearly I have done my job. All right, LaDarius. You're on mute. What's up, brother?
Oh, wow.
No, I was on mute because I really don't have nothing to say after what we just seen.
I know. Bring us back to the home front, man. Please bring us back. Going to you for the hot tag.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow.
God, please help me and give me the strength.
Give me straight, dude.
Not to snap on Black Kojak. Because grace and mercy. Okay. Now I'm back.
Okay.
I think we've all said it. I think the Ravens are the Bills, but here's the thing. I frame the conversation this way.
Yeah.
Because in the same way, and I don't know if it's an ideal comparison, but when we look at the way we look at Tom Brady, the way we look at Peyton Manning, the way we looked at, say, Ben Roethlisberger, talking about from the AFC perspective. Now, we look at Brady because obviously the Super Bowls and the champ, we look at him in that way. So who was, Peyton Manning, great, but made what? 2 Super Bowls in his career with 2 different teams. Roethlisberger went to a Super Bowl. To me, I frame it this way: Patrick Mahomes is the Tom Brady of his generation. The question becomes, who's the second best quarterback behind Mahomes in the AFC? The NFC, there's some good quarterbacks, but if you rank your top 5-10 quarterbacks, you'll have more AFC quarterbacks on the list probably than NFC. But I frame it this way: Baltimore and Buffalo, when they play, we're talking legacies, because the conversation around Lamar is always about the playoffs. With Josh Allen, it's about the playoffs. The penultimate situation is the winner of that game has the opportunity to change the course of their career. That's all there is to it. They have an opportunity to change the conversation. They have a chance to go, should Kansas City, do whatever. We'll talk about that later. They have to go through Patrick Mahomes. And if you get through Patrick Mahomes, not a lot of people have done that, to kind of get their legacy back on track. To me, there's equal pressure on Josh Allen. There's equal pressure on Lamar, but we talk about the totality of a team. It's the Baltimore Ravens as a team, because it's more than Lamar. Because we had it's amazing we have conversations about like John Harbaugh, who has a Super Bowl on his resume. And it's like, well, since then, it's been playoff exit, it's about a conversation. I think the conversation more, when it comes to the Buffalo, it's more about Josh Allen more than Sean McDermott, in my opinion. But to me, when it comes to Baltimore, it's about Lamar and John Harbaugh. So that's why I feel they have pressure more than the Buffalo Bills, because I feel it's the quarterback and head coach situation in terms of credibility. So, oh my God. I'm done.
I know. I saw Antonio's comment too.
I'm about done with this show. I'm about done. I'm about to walk off.
No,
I'm about to walk off this whole set.
What did I miss? I missed something.
You leave, I'm leaving. All right. So, what the heck was that? Okay. All right. For my answer to this, it's hard not to look at Lamar and Josh Allen in that same boat. And then the next team, honestly, I look at is Philly. Because Philadelphia, it's like this. You need to respect the fact you got Washington now actually forming a threat. And I can really see Washington actually overtaking Philly. So, it's like, if not now, when? So we'll see. I can't wait to see these games. And the reason I can't wait to see these games, because we're going to go into our next segment, which is Laying It Down with LaDarius Brown. So, LaDarius, hit it. Give it to us. What you got?
I don't know how to follow it. Jeez. Let's look at some of the matchups here. Let's start. Well, I'll just do it by uh, conference. So looking at
Okay.
the AFC side of the playoff picture, we got the Texans facing the Chiefs, and I'll just give a key point for each game for the sake of time. I talked about how good that Houston defense is. 4 interceptions against Justin Herbert. Mahomes has 41 touchdowns to 8 interceptions in his playoff career. To me, the matchup is going to be that Texans secondary versus Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be looking for guys like Travis Kelce. He's going to be looking for, his rookie receiver Xavier Worthy. DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think the Chiefs' run game it could factor in, but I think Mahomes has to just move the ball down the field. And I think that Texans secondary, what we saw against Justin Herbert, we're going to see how DeMeco Ryans, how he schemes schematically, how he faces that defense moving forward, in that particular matchup. Now, we talked about the Ravens and the Bills. Simply put, this is a matchup between obviously Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, but also between the top two leaders in playoff history in terms of rushing yards by a quarterback. So Josh Allen has 609 rushing yards in the playoffs. That's first, and Lamar is second with 602. So the question is going to be, which defense? There's going to be kind of a matchup between Sean McDermott, who's a defensive-minded guy, and John Harbaugh, Zach Orr, the defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens, how he schemes and how he kind of figures out how to stop the other quarterback, because you probably contain them. Stopping them is not ideal, but how you contain it is the bigger issue. Which defense can contain the opposing quarterback enough to win the football game? Because both defenses are pretty good. Buffalo's defense has improved very much so. Despite losing pieces, led by Von Miller and things of that nature. So that's something to look out for. And going to the NFC side, listen, Commanders and Lions. This matchup has the potential to be a very high scoring game, because when you look at as great as Detroit is, the one spot that's always a question mark is their defense and the injuries they've had on that side of the ball. So the question is, what's Aaron Glenn, who's a head coaching candidate, what's he going to do defensively against a guy like Jaden Daniels? But to me, there's a matchup that has to be talked about as well, and I look at Jahmyr Gibbs versus Washington's run defense, because Washington in the run defense this season was 27th in the league. So that could be something that Ben Johnson, the Lions offense, could exploit against Dan Quinn, and his team, and kind of so to me, it may not be necessarily, like I said, it has potential to be high scoring. But remember, Jahmyr Gibbs had 3 touchdowns, and so Jahmyr Gibbs might be a bigger factor both in the run game and potentially in the pass game, because Washington kind of showed the secondary it's not terrible, but it's not elite. So Jahmyr Gibbs to me could be the X factor for Detroit in that game. In the last game, Rams and the Eagles. Look, these are 2 top 15 offenses in the regular season. We saw how great the Rams is, and Sean McVay. I feel, and here's the thing: a good fact about Sean McVay. Every time he's been in the playoffs, he's faced a different team. He's faced a different team in the playoffs every single time he's been. Yeah. So right now, I believe this for the Eagles is this. I think it's the 13th playoff opponent he's faced in the NFC, and of course, there's only 16 teams in the NFC. So outside of facing himself, there's 2 other teams he hasn't faced in the playoffs. So, which I just kind of want to see that kind of a little smart fact in there. And I look at this matchup. To me, could this be the Saquon Barkley game? Could this, because we saw against Green Bay, he didn't necessarily have to be a factor. It was more of Green Bay just turning over the football and just kind of dealing with injuries and Jordan Love throwing the ball to the wrong team in the wrong shade of green. That's essentially what happened. So this game could be the Saquon Barkley game against the Rams defense, who look very good against Minnesota, who, for whatever reason, like Minnesota, the back end, their last 2 games were games you don't put on tape at the end of the season. Their final 2 games of the season. So God, I see the comments. I'm trying to. Oh boy.
No, you got it, buddy. Keep going. I know.
No. I'm done.
All right. Now, what about the national championship game? Because I know we were talking about that.
Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. I think to look out for that game. I think for Ohio State, for Ohio State and Notre Dame, it's simply put, Ohio State feels more I think after losing to Michigan, I think it did something to them. When you lose to your biggest rival, because the narrative about Ryan Day was, listen, you can't beat Michigan. You can't. And listen, when John Harbaugh was with Michigan, what was the narrative? He couldn't beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I think for Ryan Day, there's a bit of vindication on the line here because essentially it's Will Howard. We got two guys starting that championship game who were transfers coming. So you got Will Howard, and then you got Riley Leonard. So to me, if you like this game, it either can be very high scoring or be very low scoring. Because Notre Dame feels a little bit more complete because of their defense. I think Notre Dame probably, if I had to give an edge, it would be to Notre Dame because of their defense under Marcus Freeman, who also got an interview with the Bears head coaching job. So I think the key is Notre Dame's defense versus that Ohio State offense, which has draft picks all over the field. So if you're Marcus Freeman, how do you stop Trayvon Henderson? To me, that's the one guy you might have to kind of contain. So to me, that game can go really either way. I lean toward Notre Dame because of the fact their defense, I feel, is just a little bit better. And Marcus Freeman, because remember when they lost? I think they lost to what, Northern? They lost to a terrible team at home this season.
Northern Illinois. If I'm
Northern Illinois. And oh my God, we got to fire. We got to get rid of Mark. I'm like, folks, let's calm down. Let's be cool. Marcus Freeman's going to figure it out. And the funny part is Brian Kelly left Notre Dame because he wanted to go to school with more resources, and he's at LSU. So, not saying Marcus Freeman got the last laugh, but yeah, he's coaching. There's a lot of historical aspects for Marcus Freeman. This game, I feel that could come down to the wire. I believe that, the system got it right because listen, think about it. All the teams that got a bye didn't do so great. So the bye week maybe a little bit overrated. So I think they'll change it up to some point, but just because those buys, Oregon looked terrible. But going back to this matchup, I think it's going to come down to essentially defense, in my opinion. So it should be a good one.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that was LaDarius, and we want to thank him so much.
Yeah, and I want to thank Antonio for trying to make me balance laughing and be serious. So I appreciate that as well.
Yeah. Also, so guys, you just heard the breakdown of the national championship game. You heard the breakdown of the playoff games. Also, check LaDarius on was it Beyond Women's Sports, and what was the other thing that you post your sports or your game reviews?
I posted on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. So you see my Twitter and TikTok, LaDarius_Brown, Instagram, LaDarius_Brown. I'll be having the previews for those playoff games out probably likely today, for the 2 Saturday games, and then later the week for the Sunday games.
Yeah. So out of those games, you guys, what's the one game you're looking forward to? And it could be the national championship, it could be any of the playoff games. What's the game you're looking forward to? Let's go with Ron.
I'm looking for 2 games.
Okay.
The national championship, because Notre Dame, a black head coach. I would like to see a black head coach win, and I could support that. Okay. And the second thing I'm looking forward to, the Baltimore and the Bills. Can Lamar really get over the hump? Yeah, you win all these seasons MVPs. You cannot keep on coming up short in the playoffs. You can't. If you say you the man, now you got actions speak louder than words when it comes to playoffs.
Okay.
It put a shut-up time there.
All right. And then Mr. Terry.
I'm sorry.
I know you were getting your groove on.
Gangsters don't dance, they boogie. See, I'm just kidding. No, in all seriousness, I can hear my brother. I can hear my brother like, shut up. I really can hear my brother saying that. Both my brothers actually. What was it? Oh, game I'm looking forward to. So I think the Notre Dame is going to be interesting because you've got a really good defense against a really good offense. Usually good defense wins. I mean, we'll see. Notre Dame is kind of that team that's on a roll. Sometimes the best team doesn't win. It's the team that's playing the best at that time. And I think Notre Dame is playing at just an unbelievable level. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Lamar and Josh Bowl. As it's unfortunate that these two play in the AFC because they always end up meeting each other, and somebody's heart's going to be broken. You know what I mean? 2 men enter, 1 man leave. So I'm excited for that. Hell, I'm excited for all of them, but those are probably my top 2 that I'm looking forward to.
All right.
There you go.
Miss Carey, what say you?
I'm with T. Will. I'm gonna watch the championship game. But for me, I'm looking forward to the Buffalo Bills versus the Baltimore Ravens. I'm really excited to see. It's always for me a pleasure to watch, two of the best quarterbacks in the league play against each other and, in a big game like that. So I feel that both Josh and both Lamar have had incredible seasons. It's been a big talk of who's the MVP between those two, or maybe somebody else like Saquon. So I feel like that's the game that this weekend I'm looking most forward to, is watching those two battle it out, and I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Right. Cool. Ron Thomas, it is time for Who Caught Your Eye?
What? I've been thinking about our pass rush problems. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, these 2 guys I've been watching for the past 4 years. And they at the top of their game, but they older. Khalil Mack, he a free agent. I think we could get him maybe $10 million.
Okay.
I think. Now, he's still a top pass rusher in my opinion. He still get double-digit sacks. We had not had no double-digit sack player, pass rusher since who? Vic Beasley. And another one, Trey Henderson, Cincinnati. They don't like to pay nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So we might get him for $15 million, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So either way it goes, these two will bring more experience, and we got a lot of younger guys on the team, on our team. If we let go some of the people, some of the football players we got, in my opinion.
Yeah.
We can bring in one of them, or maybe both, if somebody decide to take a lesser deal. In my opinion, what do you think, C-Dub?
Man, I don't know. Whenever you're talking about guys taking less money, it could work, yes, but it also depends on that player. If that player is cool about it, cool, then let's do it.
Yeah.
But if not, they're going to want their thing, and they're going to want their money, or want to be paid respectively. I don't know. It's like this. So is Trey Henderson a free agent?
He's going to be.
He's going to be a free agent, but he wanted to get paid last year.
Mm-hmm.
And Cincinnati were like, no.
But yeah, they got to make a decision between Chase and T
Higgins.
Yeah.
So that's why I put him down. And what he been doing, I cannot name nobody else on that defensive line that put up the same kind of stats and stats that he put up.
He has a good relationship with Terry Fontenot, because Terry
New Orleans.
drafted him. But
Right.
I mean, look, I'm not going to say I like the idea of getting our guy or getting Trey Henderson. I like the idea of getting Khalil Mack.
Right.
One of the two at least, if not both. My thing
Right.
is just make sure it makes sense and make sure the money works out.
Right.
But dude, you don't have to talk me into Khalil Mack. I was surprised he stayed with the LA Chargers.
Right.
So, because
Because
there was the point they were talking about they were going to have to cut him.
right.
Last off season, I was all about it. Let's
Yeah.
pick him up because he was still getting double-digit sacks. I would
Right.
love to have Trey Hendrickson, but for me, I agree with you, Ron. But I think I follow. I have family that's Cincinnati sports fans, and I follow them pretty closely as well. And I really don't think they're gonna let Trey Hendrickson walk. I think they learned their lesson between DJ Reader and Jesse Bates III. They're not gonna
Right.
make that mistake. He's the best player on their defense.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Right.
I honestly don't think they're gonna make the mistake of letting him
But
walk. But
I read you miscarry, but now you got a problem on your hands. Do you pay the wide receiver? He been
so most likely they're gonna, in my opinion, pay Jamar, pay Trey, and unfortunately, T might have to go. But the good news is he just got the same agent as Jamar
Yeah.
a few months ago. So they're trying to work out a 2-for-1 deal type of deal. They have the same agent now, so we'll see. I would love to have Trey. I just don't think it's gonna
he will
happen.
not take no food stamps.
No, he won't run.
Yeah, we're kind of broke right now, so he's
Right.
gonna want to be paid.
So I think that his name Higgins, he's going to want to get paid. Especially,
I see T. Higgins going to Washington.
I mean, I could, but how many times we say it's hard to find a good wide receiver?
Well, but remember, you would have Terry McLaurin or Scary Terry on one side, and then he could still be the receiver too. And look, as long as you're playing the system, this whole one receiver, if he's the one receiver, he'll rise up to be that. If not, Terry will. It's one of those.
Right. But we said the same thing with the Chargers wide receiver. In college, he looked legit. He came to the NFL, got drafted by the Chargers, and he cannot catch a cold.
What receiver are you talking about, Ron?
Quentin Johnson.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That wide receiver cannot catch a cold to save his life.
Well, that's a Charger problem.
That nigga call him Butterfingers. Change his name from Quentin Johnson to Butterfingers. That he dropped everything.
Anybody else that's caught your eye, or anyone for the coaching search, or what you got, Ron?
The coaching, those are the two I would like to have. And I might ask Miss Carey or LaDarius, or if you sign another coach or African American coach, how many draft picks do that team get?
I don't know. I think LaDarius might know, but we'll wait when he can get back on.
Do you know Mr. Carey or T-Will?
You guys know?
Sorry. You said how many compensatory draft pick for what?
If
you sign an African American coach.
I'm not sure about that.
Because when you sign a coach, African American coach, you're supposed to get so many draft picks.
Right. Oh, I forgot about that.
I mean, yeah.
And that will help us, though we got 5 right now, that will help us if we get 6 or get 7 or whatever, that will help us more in the draft. So, but those are the only 2 pass rushers I like. I've been watching the whole season. The other one with the Jets, if you do the Jets like he did Lewis, But the pass rusher that went from Philly, got traded from Philly to the Jets.
Yeah, Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, if you did that to the Jets, some people say it's the Jets' fault, but some people say he should still go to work every day. And they'll let me know if you don't get your way, you require. So I don't want nobody like that on our team.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can hear you.
Okay, I just looked it up and it looks like the team that um loses the minority head coach or GM, the place they depart from, is awarded a compensatory third round pick.
Okay, so
But
that means we got one for letting Jimmy Lake go.
What?
No, that's if he signed. If we
yeah,
fired him,
another
no,
team.
I don't think you.
It's
No, I
just
don't think you do.
So
unfortunately it's
That
just
would
a
have been funny
loss.
if we did though. I'm just sorry. I had to say that.
It's designed for African American coaches to elevate, right? So
Yeah.
let's say
Right.
we had a
Right.
defensive coordinator and Jimmy got a head coaching job. Then we would receive a third round pick this year and next year. But
Right.
You got the head
Jimmy,
manager job at McDonald's.
yeah,
No,
no, not gonna
essentially,
That's elevation.
Walmart.
essentially, sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go
I was
ahead,
just
Carrie.
gonna say it essentially it encourages teams to hire and develop like, lower ranked maybe assistant GM or
Right.
a coordinator to promote them,
And develop.
coaches or develop coaches of color that don't normally always get the opportunity. So
Right.
unfortunately, because I was wondering the same thing, wait, why doesn't the team that acquires them, that gives them the chance, get the pick? But
Right.
it's the opposite. It's the team that loses them.
Yeah.
So what if they're free agents like Steve Walks?
It doesn't work that way because Steve Wilkes is not attached or affiliated with any team.
Okay.
So you know what I mean. Since Jimmy Lake got promoted to customer, Falcons aren't going to get anything, right?
Yeah.
Just it is what it is. So
no.
But
LaDarius, you all good, brother?
Yeah, I'm fine. I apologize for stepping out.
No, you good, brother. Don't worry about that.
No, I apologize. I apologize for stepping out.
Don't apologize, please.
You're good.
But that's what I've been keeping my eye on.
Okay. And that's what Ron has his eye on. A good thing also, someone mentioned Millie Mills here, mentioned that Aaron Freeman brought up the DC from the Raiders, and he's asking, have we talked about him?
Okay, shout out to LaDarius because he put him on my radar as well.
Yeah,
I think you shouted him out, didn't you?
Because it was. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean to cut you off, Carrie. I apologize. Because Patrick Graham was the Raiders defense coordinator, and I've also brought up Antonio Pierce, the former Falcons head coach. Raiders head coach, as someone to consider. Because if we're going to bring back, when I guess it sparked when I hear in the Jeff Ulbrich talk, I said, well, former linebacker. Well, I said, well, Antonio Pierce has the head coaching experience. But remember that he also played obviously linebacker in the NFL, but he coached down at Arizona State as well. So he has head coaching experience. That's one of the things that I alluded to. So, Patrick Graham, is a very interesting choice. And so I'm kind of glad that was kind of brought up as well, because I think, like I said, the Raiders team was bad as a whole, but their defense showed some. They were pretty good. So, so I wouldn't be shocked if Patrick Graham gets a look. He's on the staff, and I would like Antonio Pierce to be in the staff. Just get an interview for the DC job, because, like I said, given what he had to work with for the Raiders and defensively, he was pretty good. So,
yeah.
All right, T. Will, before you drop out, bro, can you go ahead and give us your shout outs and everything and plugs, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Shout out to you guys, everyone on the panel. Thank you, C-Dub. Thank you, LaDarius. Thank you, Ronnie Thomas. Thank you, Miss Carrie, for, being on the show and having me on the show. Appreciate it, guys, as always.
No problem.
Definitely want to thank everyone in the chat. You could have been anywhere in the world show to be with us, and we appreciate your time and your patience and, just being with us and talking Falcons. So got to do that. Hey, got to thank God. Wouldn't be here without him. And got to thank Mr. Jack Spade as well as Mr. Eric Parker for getting me in the business. And yeah, hey, shout out to Bodie, shout out to Carrie, shout out to you guys, shout out to all the content creators I know. And you can find me at the number 4, my ATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, C Double, because it's a great channel, it's a great show. C Dub not only talks Falcons, but he talks wrestling and WWE as well. And so does LaDarius. So you guys have a great day. And hey, man, I'll be seeing you guys. Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it there.
Goodbye.
That's T Will from For My ATL Sports. All right, we got all 4 of us here still. We're going to wrap up here. Let's talk about the hot topics, or what is the thing that you've been hearing? What, like, let's actually, one of my questions I actually had for the debate, I'm bringing it down here. Who has the best coaching opportunity that's available right now? We already know New England got their guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any other jobs have been taken yet, but who do you
No.
all think has gotten their, who's the best opportunity to go for? We're going to start with Ron. What you got, Ron?
The best, if I didn't have it my way, Robert Saleh. He legit is 5 jobs still open, and they all trying to get to him. So,
okay, what coaching job? Not coaches.
Coaching job. I would say Jacksonville.
Okay.
They not far away. They not. I mean, they just like us, in my opinion. If you get the right head coach and the right defensive coordinator and the right players, because they need a corner, safety, and all that other stuff, but that would be a good job.
All right.
In my opinion. I don't trust the Jets because the owner trying to be like Jerry Jones. And you worry about Madden ratings instead of worry about what a wide receiver could really do for your team. That don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So they're out right there. You on something else.
Okay.
But the Jaguars, they're all job for you.
All right. Miss Carey, what you got? What is what's the best coaching opportunity there? Like, or what's the best coaching job out of the bunch?
You know, I think Ron gave a good shout with the Jaguars. I definitely think that the Patriots was probably the best, but obviously because they have a quarterback of the future, but that spot's gone. So, um, I don't know if I want to say this on record because I don't want to regret it, but the first thing that came to my mind is the Chicago Bears, which I know that's probably like kind of crazy to say out loud, but I just feel like even though Caleb Williams wasn't what most people expected, this year, I feel like if he gets, say for example, a guy like the coordinator for the Ben Johnson, so I can think of his name. Like a guy like Ben Johnson, what we've seen what he does with his offense over there, and Jared Goff. I just feel like maybe he could bring something out of him. I don't know. I feel like the Bears don't often get their coaching hire right. And I feel like maybe Caleb Williams in year 2 could take a step forward. And if he really, I don't know, if he really can turn things around and improve with a coach that can put him, in a better position to win and improve, then I don't know. I feel like I would prefer that versus like Trevor Lawrence. I feel like at this point, I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like maybe we've already seen enough. I don't know. I'm not saying he's a bust, but I don't know. I just feel like he hasn't lived up to the hype that I think. So
Totally understand. I totally understand. LaDarius.
To me, it's 2 jobs, potentially 3. But the first one that comes out to my mind is the Raiders job. because you and you know and Millie Mills put it correctly. It's the roster, it's Brady, but to me, they're in a position to get a franchise quarterback, and you know of the openings, they have the best opportunity to get a franchise quarterback. So whether it's Shador or whether it's Cam Ward, it's because to me, if Ben Johnson gets that job, I think he's looking at the Bears job, he's looking at this Raiders job. For the Raiders, you get to choose your quarterback. You get to work for Tom Brady, you get your franchise quarterback, and for Chicago, you have a chance to kind of help Caleb Williams, because Caleb Williams, to me, I'm not ready to put that bust label on him quite yet. I think they need to put more around him. More of an offensive line around him. So it's going to be interesting. But to me, out of all these teams that are opening, the one job to me that if I were a head coaching candidate, I just asked the recipient. The Cowboys job is not what it is. I think people have to understand it's not a great job for a multitude of reasons, because you basically have to do what basically Mike McCarthy had to do. You inherit Dak Prescott, who
no thanks.
Do you want that? And so you got the contract of CeeDee Lamb. Well, listen, not saying CeeDee Lamb is a terrible player. We got to deal with that contract. Micah Parsons. Are you going to even have Micah Parsons even? I'm sure they'll find them. I don't know if they're going to do that. Like Red makes a great point that Ben Johnson's going to land somewhere where they have a quarterback or can get a quarterback. So that's why you can put the Bears, the Jaguars, and the Raiders in that conversation. I think if you're Ben Johnson. But to me, the Jets job is very interesting because I think they're going to cut ties with Aaron Rodgers. I truly do believe in that. And I think him and Devontae Adams, they're a package deal. I think both of them are going to be gone entering next season. But to me, if I were looking for a job, listen, that Raiders job, and it's hard for me to say too, but that Jaguars job is pretty good because you're working. You have the potential to get something out of Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence, to me, I don't think he's terrible. I think Jacksonville showed signs that they were really good. They have a great receiver named Brian Thomas. That defense, is very promising. They're in and most importantly, this is another factor, the division they're in. They're in the AFC South. So, and it's not enough to say that it's terrible, but it's to say that, hey, you could go in there and win the division year one if you get the right coach and the right roster. Because the Houston won that division basically with duct tape and glue on the offensive side of the ball. And it's no disrespect to D'Amico Ryans and the job that he's done, and Bobby Slow, the offensive coordinator. But to me, it would definitely be either the Raiders, the Bears, or the Jaguars job for me. Yeah. Cowboys jobs, I wouldn't take it. The ownership, I think the contracts that are there, too many decisions has to be made, and you as a head coach will not likely make them. So I'll leave it there.
All right. Well, let's ask here's the question, because I know, look, we know there are delusional Cowboy fans. Big shocker. Okay. Let's just do it this way. So why is the Cowboy job not a top job?
Oh, because before you, I wanted to shout out my friend Craig in the chat. Wanted to shout him out in the chat there.
Okay, cool. What's up, Craig? I'm actually going.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll be quiet. I just wanted to mention.
No, stop it. You're part of the show. There you go, Craig. All right, and what you call it? So, but yeah, I just wanted to say. So the Cowboy job is not what it used to be, because that was like a premier job. And now people are saying, well, Dion will take it or this. Why has the Cowboy job not been what it used to be? And I think we all know why, but I'll let Ron go, and I'm going to let LaDarius, if you want to re-say it, cool. I mean, or I'll just answer, but we
can go to. I'll have more to say, but go to Ron and Carrie. And I'll go last because I'm eating.
Because Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones made the final what you call it?
He's the grand poobah. He makes all the decisions.
Thank you. And
if you talk bad about him, he'll get rid of you.
Oh shit, that old crusty man. But to me, if I go for that job, I want it to do it my way. If Jerry Jones don't know how to take a step back, he got to be all in the videos, dancing, singing. No, Jerry Jones, you give me the players that I need and give them the money. Let me do my job. You hire me to do a head coach, to be the head coach. So let me do my job. And that the reason why they fail so much, because Jerry Jones wants to be everywhere. You can't be everywhere. Let the man be the head coach. That's why you hire him. Now, like you said, see the Deion, I don't think that would be a good fit for Deion because Deion the same way. I met Deion Sanders, and he still has not changed from the person that I met when I was 8 years old. Yep. So they would bump heads because both of them just alike. Both of them got to have the media. Both of them got to have the most sales. They'll be the head coach. And they will not work in Dallas. To Jerry Jones, to somebody tell Jerry Jones take a step back, they will never win in the playoffs. In my opinion.
Yeah. Yep. And all right, I got it. Some of these comments are hilarious. All right, so before me and LaDarius go in on it, hold on. Well, one, I'm not going to worry about the LaDarius food comment because look, I was eating earlier too, so I don't mind eating in front of the camera. Falcons' job would be the best opening if we got rid of the moron, but I'm moving on. I hear you. I hear you, Red. Duct tape, glue, spit, and love. We got the Cowboy fan be like, so you're saying there's a chance? Cowboy fans, look, Cowboy fans and Jerry Jones are the reason why the Cowboys are who they are. Right. Don't eat, man. Anyway, well, I'll be answering. Yeah, the easiest question I know, Red. The buck stopped with Jerry. Ron, is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Dan Campbell, Chan Gailey. That is all. Those were just a couple of the puppets. I mean, coaches he had in his stable. Ron is correct. Jerry Jones bought the team. That's his right. He hired. You gotta be, and he's gonna still be the star of the team. Hold on. I got you on that one because I like that. Don't remember. He don't remember you, Ron.
I know he don't.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So look, here's my view on the Dallas Cowboys, and then I'll pass it over to LaDarius too. It's like this. You haven't won a Super Bowl since I graduated high school. I graduated in 96. They won in 95, 96, or 95, 90. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's the only one that Barry Switzer won. All right. And then, okay, Gary is back. Cool. But yeah, so when I'm thinking about the Cowboys and that shine lost because Jerry Jones wanted to be everything. He wanted to be the star on the field. He wanted to. It's like if he could remove the star and just put a picture of his face, he'd do it.
What?
The joke. It's Jerry World. I mean, it's not a joke because that is what it is. It's a monument. And, hey, kudos. You built all that. My thing is this. The Cowboys, you signed back to the contract you signed him to. You signed CeeDee Lamb to the contract you signed. Where's the contract stability? Like, what's going to be the salary cap stability for the other guys? Are you going to be able to get our guy, what you call it? Oh, LaDarius on the phone. Okay. Are we going to get a guy like, are you going to get to sign Miles or what you call it, Micah Parsons? Are you going to be able to get playmakers around him to make your team better? I don't think so. But Carrie, you said you were off the phone. Just going to see if Carrie is back.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. All right. What say you, hun, about the Dallas Cowboys? Why are they not what they used to be, basically?
I mean, sheesh. I don't know if I've ever seen them be what they used to be in my lifetime, but my uncle is a Cowboys fan, to be honest, and he's so fed up, honestly. Um, I think a lot of it comes down to ownership, like most franchises, honestly. It's a Jerry Jones show over there, but I don't know. I just feel like they're in a tough situation, like LaDarius alluded to. They're pretty much stuck with Dak Prescott, and I don't know. I think a lot of fans have given up on Dak. My uncle at the end of last season or during last season was like, might as well just play Cooper Rush. Like, he's happy with Cooper Rush. So, I mean, not trying to disrespect Dak, but I just don't understand why they paid him that huge contract, with nothing to show for it, to be honest. I understand paying your guy because, you got a guy, but they paid him a lot of money. And he hasn't proven anything, in my opinion. He hasn't won anything. So I don't know. I've been seeing reports that today, actually, from Dallas Cowboys reporters on Twitter, um, that it's Dion is basically a leading candidate for the job now. So that makes me intrigued. Like, obviously he's very all about where Shador goes, and are they going to try to make it happen to where father son? Which people tell me that, but I'm just thinking like, but then what do you do with Dak? Who's going to want to take on that contract? And are they going to want to deal with, I think it's $105 million dead money next season if they get rid of Dak? So it's just a very tough spot they're in. So I'm not sure. I can definitely see Jerry Jones giving um, Dion the job because that they have a relationship going back many years. So it'll just be very interesting. I don't know. Who I feel like it's pretty major who the new head coach is going to be to see where the direction they go with the franchise. Honestly.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and we're going to wrap this up. We pretty much talked about everything we wanted to, and I wanted to thank everybody. LaDarius is going to be right back, so we'll be getting his final thoughts and everything together too. So he's coming back. Ron, give us your shout outs and also just what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts. Everybody in the chat, say a prayer for everybody lost their homes in LA because those people in LA, I mean, everybody need help every now and then. All joking aside, I know I joke all the time, but everybody need help every now and then. And check on your family members because they might be smiling in your face, but they might be dealing with somebody with something behind closed doors. So check on your family members. So that's all I got for you.
All right, Miss Carrie, what you got?
You just want me to give shout outs or?
Give shout outs, give us your final thoughts about whatever you would like to talk about.
Yeah, great show today, guys. Thank you all, and T Will as well for having me on the show. I appreciate you guys all. Shout out to everybody in the chat, showing love to the show and the channels. I really appreciate everything, and I hope everybody is happy and healthy. And like Ron said, check on your people, and just try to be happy. Life's too short to be negative or, stressing over things that don't matter, honestly. So have a great day, everyone. And yeah, enjoy the playoffs this weekend. Should be some good matchups.
Yeah. How should we find you if someone wants to follow you there, Miss Carrie?
Okay, I talk about Falcons and I talk about Man City Soccer, but not mostly Falcons on Twitter. My name is right there after my real name is my handle, the @ You can find me on Twitter right there. I talk a lot of Falcons on there, and also talk about like the name under Big Penix Energy.
See, now that was one of my things I was saying, and I was getting pause alerts on that one by everybody. But yeah,
Timo says
it
only
is
I'm
Big
allowed to
Penix
say
Energy.
that.
Next year is all about the Big Penix Energy. I won't care what anyone tells me. But no, it's all good.
Thank you
You know,
guys.
please follow Carrie. She actually she has a lot of good stuff on her X, and I've actually been following myself. So, and you know, very good to have you here. LaDarius, is she back by any chance? Just asking because I can't see the chat just yet. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and have this old guy say something, aka me. All right. So find the channels. You want to find LaDarius underscore Brown or LaDarius double underscore Brown on Instagram, and then LaDarius underscore Brown on um, Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. And also follow him at Beyond Women's Sports, and also check him out on X. He does these reviews for the football games. Does an amazing job with them. And let's see, trying to get everything for that. And also follow us on the Beard Gang on channel C Double 28. That's on YouTube. And that's where you can find the Beard Gang shows. That's where you can find the wrestling review shows. We did one this past Tuesday. We're going to be coming back next Tuesday talking about fallout from Raw, SmackDown, and also probably AEW. Also want to talk about, want to send heartfelt condolences to the people that had to deal with the wildfires. And, you know, you lose it all in a minute, you find out who people really are. So I hope for the best for those people. I hope the relief funds are there. And, you know, hope they could be able to rebuild and, you know, be home. So, because that, I couldn't imagine if that was if I was in that situation. Um, also, want to say my final thoughts. I want to also go over to the Falcons. Don't BS us. Go get a guy. I don't want to Google his name. Get a guy with experience. And look, just get the guy with the best credentials. You know, and here's the thing. No matter what, you need to definitely show out and show that whether the hire is good or not, you need to show up, Raheem. You need to show up, Terry, because this is just one part of the job. We still have many ways to go. And by the way, I still am pushing for Chuck Smith. I would love for him to be our D line coach, or if not, put him as DC. I don't care. But I'm just a guy that would love to see him because that would be something that I know he has said. Don't think none of the teams will admin service and dual rows have been doing well. Jerry with the Cowboys, Mickey Loomis, Aints, that dude with the Bengals, that's Paul Allen, and let's not forget Woody Allen or Woody Johnson with the Jets, because you know Ron brought up the Madden rating. So
I mean,
and,
to
okay,
me,
like the soccer.
to me, when you said this, not a good wide receiver because of Madden ratings. You telling me you don't know shit about football?
Yep. All right, LaDarius is back. LaDarius, I kind of did your plugs, but go ahead and just give us your final thoughts about the stuff, and if there's anything, I know you got some stuff going on, so definitely plug that because.
No, if you covered it, I don't want to take up any more time.
I didn't get to plug your show that you're doing tonight, so I want to make sure you plug
that.
Okay.
Like I said, I apologize. Today's
you're totally fine.
It's been a day and a half.
About that. I got you.
No, I owe you guys the panel in the chat. I owe them an apology because it's not. You know, I'm a big accountability guy. I got to hold myself accountable. But I have an interview to join me tonight at 7. You can watch it on my YouTube channel and on my Twitter page. I'll be interviewing Rachel. We're going to talk about the NFL playoffs. We're going to talk about she's a little bit of fantasy football recap, her amazing group she founded in Unwind for women in football, and we're going to and more. So join me there. And if CW did the plugs, you all know. So like I said, I have the NFL previews out this weekend. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to the panel. Back to you.
All right, and like I said, check out LaDarius. Now, me and LaDarius will be doing a football thing together. We're just trying to figure what day is going to work for us. So we'll get with y'all and we'll pump it out and share it. Because we're just, he had the interview tonight, and I was like, oh, go for it. So, and if you're interested in being interviewed, if you're a wrestler or if you covered the football team, and would like to be with us, please give us a contact, either LaDarius or me at C28 or CAAM, AWTN on X, or LaDarius_Brown. Please reach out to us. We would love, and I want to thank everyone that was a part of the show and all the comments that we were getting. And Chuck Smith as our defense coordinator. Go Falcons, rise up. Like I said, he's my block. He's like look. If he's not the defense coordinator, at least bring him in as a D-line coach. That's what I would love. Because that's what he's doing with Baltimore now. But I'm just saying, I want to thank everybody from Red. We had everybody and their mama come in today. But want to thank Antonio, Millie Mills, Two Board Guys podcast, Craig. Trying to get this thing moving a little faster for me. T. Will was commenting like a freight train. We had Miss April pop in. We had Christy Lewis. Thank you so much, Christy. I want to thank Mario Anderson. I want to thank Ryan, the historian. I want to thank Mr. Rosier. And then also want to say big thank you to Carrie. We appreciate you. So pause counter should be at 0 because I've done well.
Did really good today, honestly. I mean, I had a drop for like twice, but so I don't know if I missed anything with Darius and Ron. You'll have to tell me if I did. But if not, you did really good. You weren't telling anybody anything out of line today. So kudos to you.
I failed in my job, but don't worry, I will always be Deadpool at heart. But anyway, want to thank everybody. Thank you so much. If you like the show, hit that like button. Okay, it looks like the thumb. Make sure you smash it. Make sure you hit subscribe. Also, LaDarius Brown YouTube channel. Also followed this, so definitely go to his channel, like the video, and subscribe. Leave a comment for us both. And also for my ATL Sports One left tag with us. So please also like and hit subscribe to that channel if you already have it. And just want to thank everyone. Again, I'm your host, C Double. That's been the Beard Gang Morning Show. We hope you like. We'll see you again on the flip side. See you next week.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Christy. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Deuces.
ATL out.